What's up, everybody? It's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and recently, as of a hotfix released on May the 26th, which was only a few days ago now, Gearbox has increased the drop rate of legendary items by a factor of 3. That is, legendary items are now 3 times easier to acquire. So we're going to do a couple short farming runs, I guess, and try to get a legendary item. Now, obviously, this will be a very small sample size and wouldn't be indicative of, a true drop rate increase that we could actually quantify and justify, but, we'll kill a few and we'll see how we do. Anywho, we made it up here, so that's good. There's actually a 4th boss that we would have an opportunity to kill in this particular map if we chose to get here in another route, but she's kind of a pain to get to spawn. This is the Black Queen that I'm talking about. And then beyond that, the legendary item that she has a chance to drop is both terrible and easier to acquire elsewhere, so we're not really going to worry about that. But up here, we're going to have Mobley and Gettle spawning in, and then we'll have an opportunity to get the Varuk and the Lyuda, and we'll have a fairly decent chance to kill them in Minimus Fall Chain here, so that's good. Doesn't look like either of them dropped their legendary item yet, so we will continue on, and we'll go take on what I'm fairly certain will be the Zaffords over here, depending on which war clan I killed in this particular playthrough. I'm pretty sure it's the Zaffords, though, so we're headed that way now. The Dust is a pretty map. I know I've mentioned that before, but I do like it. Anywho, we'll come over here and we will kill the Hodunks and the Zaffords. Now, the way Gearbox decided to increase the drop rates this late in the life cycle was having a few testing weeks, or I think it was 5 testing weeks, that they tried out different things and had surveys from the player base as well, determining, what they thought was going to be the best way or best amount to increase the drop rate to. So I didn't Minimus Fall Chain these Zaffords here, and that's kind of shameful, but we'll clean them up here, and then we'll move forward. Alright, so it doesn't look like we got anything from Mick Zafford here. That's not a huge deal. Since we're right by Lynchwood, we'll head into Lynchwood. There's an opportunity for 2 legendary drops in here, one from Dukino's mom. I believe that's the Mongol. I'm not entirely certain on that. And then one from Mad Dog as well, who was previously glitched and bugged and dropped the Baby Maker, but now correctly drops the Madhouse. And so there were several people who were saying that they didn't want the drop rates increased in Borderlands 2 because it made the challenge of finding a legendary item lesser. But farming a legendary item has never truly been challenging to me. It's just always kind of been like how much time you were willing to invest in it. There was no skill involved in it at all. There are 100 different ways to kill the boss very, very easily, and once you've figured out one of them, really any strategy that could go into it is null. It's fairly easy to kill most of the bosses. This is one of the more difficult bosses to kill. But farming for most items is very, very easy. Except for a certain few items, which are a lot harder to farm. One of those being the shield I'm currently using, the Hide of Terramorphous. In particular, the grounded Hide of Terramorphous, which is necessary, or maybe not necessary, but very, very helpful for overpower level 8, 0 melee gameplay. And without it, I just want to kill these guys. I would rather just concentrate on Dukino's mom. Without it, playing Melee 0 is objectively less fun, and definitely less powerful than you would be with it. And farming for the Hide of Terramorphous in particular is something that is impossible to do, because Terramorphous has a very large loot pool, which can drop a number of player heads and customization items, but also, wow, almost died there. But also the Teeth of Terramorphous, the Blood of Terramorphous, and I really don't like those guys that spawn alongside Dukino's mom. Whatever, she's in killing blow range, she's dead now. She did not drop the Mongol for us, it doesn't look like. But yeah, so Terramorphous can drop the Teeth of Terramorphous, the Pitchfork, the Blood of Terramorphous, the Breath of Terramorphous, in addition to the Pitchfork. And it can also drop custom heads and skins, or I think it's just heads, actually. all of which effectively make the Hide of Terramorphous that much rarer, because first you have to roll a unique drop from Terramorphous, which is fairly difficult to do. You know, it's a very low % chance relatively, and killing Terramorphous is pretty damn difficult relative to other mini-bosses. And then you have to get lucky enough for that particular item, the Hide of Terramorphous, to actually be the unique item that you get. And then after that, you're going to want the grounded version here at Overpower level 8. And so the chances of you getting that are even lesser. And farming for the grounded Hide of Terramorphous literally involves no skill, just luck. And I don't really understand anyone saying that they like the challenge of doing something that is entirely luck-based. I mean, there's no skill involved with that, so that's a little bit weird to me. I don't quite understand that, but it looks like Mad Dog did not drop anything for us here, so we'll go ahead and farm another boss that was fixed by the patch that fixed Mad Dog to actually drop the Madhouse, and we'll be going to the Three Horns Valley and farming Doc Mercy, who rather famously was glitched not to drop the Infinity Pistol for a period of time. Now he obviously does drop the Infinity Pistol, so we'll see if we get it from him, and then after that we'll go somewhere else. So I guess we've killed 5 mini-bosses so far, and we haven't yet received a legendary, but it shouldn't take that long to get a legendary. I guess this video will go until I do get one, so theoretically this video could be days long even, but it shouldn't be that long. Hopefully the skags don't catch wind of what I'm doing over here and will let me try to ride this geyser over here. Man, I'm doing a terrible job riding the geyser right now. Let's try that again. I want to be about right here-ish, I think. Come on, do it, do it. Alright, so I think I got over that skag and still made it. It's gonna be close. Oh, fuck. Now I gotta kill all these stupid skags. What a waste of time. If I could just ride the geyser like an adult. Oh well. So, obviously, you know, I'm very happy that Gearbox is showing love to a game this far after its release. I think that that is really damn cool. Well, I guess we'll land on the Happy Pig here, since that's the direction we got shot off. Yeah, so we're on the Happy Pig. There's a challenge for that. Creed can't do it. Let's jump over here and try to get here. Oh, that's perfect. Sweet. So that one, I think we made it. Awesome. I was worried about that yak skag. Alright, so let's go ahead and slag Doc Mercy here. We'll kunai him up. I don't think that stripped my shield. Oh, it must have, because we still killed him. Okay, cool. Where did the loot that he dropped go? I don't think he dropped the Infinity Pistol, but, you know, I didn't see him drop anything, to be honest, so maybe he did. We'll take a quick look. No, that doesn't appear to be it. Oh, here's some of the stuff it looks like he dropped. Nope, no Infinity Pistol there. Alright, so let's kill him again. It'd be good to get an Infinity Pistol from him, I guess. Yeah, hopefully I do a little bit better job riding the geysers this time. Who knows? I don't know. I think it's weird that there would be people who wouldn't want the drop rate increased for these little items. I guess there is, you know, some time investment involved with farming some of these, but for so many items, I feel like that this legendary drop increase is a good thing, because finding them was more rare than it should have been. Like, the Hide of Terramorphous, it should not be this much rarer than, say, the Infinity Pistol, for example. Because the Hide of Terramorphous, like, makes the game literally much more fun to play. And for that not to be... Oh my gosh, I can't move because of these teeth. What became of Doc Mercy? What became of Doc Mercy? He disappeared on me. Why has this happened? Damn it, Doc Mercy. This was your best trick ever. How did you even get down there? Did he drop the Infinity Pistol? No, he did not. He's a skag-hating son of a bitch, though. Alright. So, even beyond legendaries, we'll try to find Doc Mercy one more time here. There are a number of items that just don't have a specific loot source that are difficult to farm. Like, for example, a slag transfusion grenade. There's no specific enemy you can farm for that. The only way to really even have a chance to farm for that is to kill Tinder Snowmen over and over again and try to get it from the train. Otherwise, it's effectively all luck. And I think that that is bad game design. We need a more sophisticated farming system as opposed to what we have now. And I don't really think that the grinder from Borderlands the Pre-Sequel was anything close to an acceptable way to farm for certain items. And obviously they made a lot of mistakes with the way they did the loot and stuff in that game. But, of course it's a rabid skag. Couldn't you have waited until I got the infinity? Alright. We'll come here. And then we will fly all the way to Doc Mercy. Oh, made it. I was going to be pissed that we didn't make it. Alright, so we'll go ahead and get this guy slagged. I'll come over here where it'll be easier to score and execute from. And, you know, strip my shield properly and stuff. Doesn't look like he dropped an infinity pistol. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. So what is that? 8 total enemies killed. The 3 in the dust, the 2 in Lynchwood, and then 3 of Doc Mercy. We'll try to kill Doc Mercy 5 times. Why not? And at that point in time, we'll go somewhere else. But basically, farming a legendary item still isn't a guaranteed chance by any means. And so I don't really think that it was a challenge beforehand, per se. But because it's still not something you do every time, I don't really see how anyone could be mad at them for increasing the drop rate. It's a very weird deal that there would be people mad at it, I guess. It throws me off a little bit. So again, no legendary from Doc Mercy here. Perhaps I could just stage one. I hear that that's really effective. We'll kill him one more time. So they say that the drop chance is effectively 10% now, approximately. I guess that's pretty good. You know, if the drop rate is 10% chance, then that is pretty solid. Statistically, we should be getting to where we would expect to find one now, but obviously something could have a 10% chance and you could try it for 20 years and never get it. That's just the way probability works and everything. But in this particular case, I think that we'll probably find one before too long, hopefully. This video won't go for like an hour or something. Who knows, it might. Still no legendary from Doc Mercy here. I don't know. Farming's just a weird deal for me. I don't quite see the appeal to it. This is, I mean, I would see the appeal more if it was a true MMO. I see the appeal of farming in that, and I would see why people would want the legendaries to be especially rare in a game like that. But in this, which is both a single player and fairly low number of multiplayer game, I don't truly see a reason not to have drop rates be a little bit more common. What I would really like to see is better ways to farm for certain items, though. That would make the whole thing less asinine to me. Like, currently, it just seems ridiculous that people would be expected to farm for a Hide of Terramorphous or a Slag Longbow Transfusion Grenade. Granted, you could just go buy an O negative, which is a somewhat suitable replacement for a Longbow Slag Transfusion Grenade, but not quite. And there really is no replacement for the Hide of Terramorphous. There's nothing even close to it in terms of roid damage, effectiveness as a shield, and you know, the special abilities all rolled into one shield. There is nothing that can touch it for Melee Zero. And as a result of that, it may not be needed to play Melee Zero, but it does make it a lot better. And I think it's a bad move to have that unavailable to enemies. So we did finally get a Stormfront here. I chose to come to this area because I thought it would be fairly simple to get a legendary item from them, because there are 4 of them at once that all have a chance to drop this item. So I thought that that would be pretty easy. Unfortunately, this guy, he picked up our Stormfront, so we'll try to punch him here. He dropped it again. That bitch trying to steal our legendary item. But a rubberized Stormfront is trash, obviously. Any rubberized grenade is trash. And so it's a little bit weird that so many legendary items are going to be completely worthless, depending on what parts, prefix, or element they spawn with and stuff. And I don't know. There's no way to farm for a longbow Stormfront with 0 fuse time. And that's a shame, I feel like, because all we're going to get here is this stupid rubberized one from this run, which is useless. You know, like, it's truly a useless thing. It doesn't do anything good for us at all. Like, we can watch it bounce around and stuff. Like, that's a useless item. So, like, even though legendaries are more common now, all that's going to do is waste less people's time. Or waste less of people's time, I guess. I'm trying to remember how to spawn this guy. But, for example, this is an enemy that doesn't have a legendary spawn at all. He has no assigned drop. And why he has no assigned drop when there are items that need a assigned drop is beyond me. Why doesn't this guy drop the Shredifier, for example, which is only farmable from Hyperion's way too large loot pool, much like Terramorphous and the hide of Terramorphous? I don't know. It's all a weird deal to me. Like, the loot system, it works. It's functional. But it is not truly effective in my mind. It's not what it should be. I used to know the pattern for this. I swear I did. So, I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about the legendary drop rate increase. I know that for a lot of people like me, it will be, you know, who cares really? But for some people, they seem to really care about this as I was reading the Gearbox forums, which was a little bit strange to me. So he didn't drop anything for us as expected, but he's got his head bob on. Oh, he was head bobbing. Now he's not. Stupid. I guess we'll look in a couple more places for a legendary item. But I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about this. I think it's weird that people would be opposed to it this late in the game. People have less co-op partners to choose from now, and it makes farming more tedious for some people who might like to do it as a group or whatever. But, you know, who cares? We'll go both to the Boneyard and the Badlands. We'll start here in the Boneyard, and we'll try to get a B shield, and then we'll kill Saturn and Bonehead as well, even though Bonehead doesn't really drop a legendary item, I don't think. It only drops the Bone Shredder, which I don't really care about. So we'll kill Saturn, but we're also going to kill this guy here, just because I find killing Saturn enjoyable. But yeah, Saturn's another one of those enemies with a ridiculous loot pool that can drop both the Hive and the Invader, as well as other items, I believe. And so it effectively makes the Invader a lot more rare than other contemporary legendary snipers, not including the Pitchfork, for example. But that's a weird deal to me. And then some enemies, like Son of Mothrock, for example, are just absolutely awful to farm because they fly over the edge and stuff, or drop the gear in unreachable spots. So that's another thing that I would say needs improvement. Like and Son of Mothrock is so damn far from any spawn point that it makes the Skull Masher really hard to farm for. Damn, some of the legendary snipers are some of the more difficult items to farm for in the game, including the Volcano as well, since it drops from the Warrior and I think nothing else. I could be wrong, but I think that's the case. Having fun killing these loaders right now, including this Angelic Guard and this Rocket Loader. The Rocket Loader fell down here. We'll try to kill him. Alright, I think that's all the loaders. I guess there might still be one up there. Whatever. We're done with this. We're going to kill Saturn and see if we get an Invader from Saturn. So, there's the Pitchfork, which is difficult to spawn. The Volcano, also kind of difficult to spawn. The Skull Masher, which is difficult to acquire, and also difficult to, get. I guess that is what acquire means. But it's difficult to get too, so in a way it's difficult too. I don't know. So that's the Maliwan, the Doll. The Vladoff is fairly easy to get, which is good, since the Vladoff is by far the best. So that works out well. Am I forgetting a sniper rifle manufacturer? There's Maliwan, Jacobs, Hyperion, Doll. I think that's it, right? I won't have them on this. Yeah, I think that's it. I don't know. 4 sniper rifle manufacturers? That sounds about right. And it'd be embarrassing if I just completely forgot about one of them. Oh well. I'm trying to remember right now. Is there a fifth one? I would think I would be able to remember it if there was. I could be wrong. I should have snuck past all of these skags and then grenade jumped it, but the gate I'm talking about. But I'm just going to kill all these skags now, having some fun with the rabid skags and all of the other skags as well. Jeez, the Height of Terramorphous does so much damage. It's ridiculous. Alright, so now we're going to grenade jump this, and it's going to be awesome. Except I'm holding too much crap. What kind of crap can we get rid of? We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that, and that, and that. Alright, so now we have enough room. Alright, so let's go ahead and unequip that, and then you're about to see a sweet grenade jump. One bad grenade jump, and then one sweet grenade jump. Okay, cool. So now let's throw on the Corrosive Pimp, and we're going to kill the shit out of this Saturn. We'll even do Corrosive Bone of the Ancients for extra power. While Saturn comes down and it's still all crouched up, it makes it especially easy to bore. I wish they spawned from a moonshot and did Struck Peak. It would make it way easier to kill. See, it dies pretty easily. Alright, let's go ahead and head up here and see what we got. Probably not a invader or a hive, but we'll check. Hyperion, Jacobs, Dahl, Vladoff, Malawan. Hyperion, Jacobs. So I did forget one earlier. So the invader is difficult to farm. The Malawan is difficult to farm. The Jacobs is difficult to farm. Malawan, Dahl, Jacobs, Vladoff, Hyperion. And of those, only really... Okay, so let me think about it real quick. This is really dumb. I'm having trouble struggling with this. The Hyperion one is difficult to farm. That's 1 out of 1 so far. The Malawan Volcano is difficult to farm. That's 2 out of 2. The Jacobs is difficult to farm. That's 3 out of 3. Malawan, Hyperion, Jacobs. The Dahl is difficult to farm. That's 4 out of 4. And then the Vladoff is easy to farm. So 4 of them are quite difficult to farm, and 1 of them is fairly easy to farm. We're going to also kill this super badass constructor because I think it's funny. Alright, so I guess we didn't quite manage to kill it with Boar there, but we got close, so now it's in Killing Blow range, and we're going to kill it. Uh-oh, these RPG loaders are trying to kill me. We'll kill them, though. Sniper Zero style, because we were playing Melee Zero and they won't expect it. Awesome. Cool, so we didn't get any legendary item from Saturn. This was supposed to be about legendary items and devolved into me dicking around, but let's go ahead and try to farm one more farming run to see if we get a legendary item to finish this off. Who knows? This video had no structure. I apologize. Where would be a fairly easy farming run? I'm confused. The Iridium Blight has a couple enemies, but they're hardish to find. Sawtooth Cauldron only has 1, and he's difficult to get to. Caustic Caverns has 1, and it's difficult to get to. Let's farm Henry. Henry's another enemy that drops a legendary item, but also customization items, which get in the way of you getting that legendary item. I do not feel that aesthetic items and gear should overlap in any way, shape, or form. I would be fine with aesthetic items dropping from a particular enemy. That's fine by me. But they should drop from an enemy that doesn't drop an actual weapon, even though the weapon, quote-unquote, that Henry drops is garbage. It's a shield. But like the fact that Henry could drop a head and prevent you from getting a shield, like for example, if the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot was a decent shield, it would be very aggravating to get a head for a character that you don't even play instead of that shield. So maybe heads and skins should drop from characters like Badmaw or Flinter or what's his name, Mad Mike, that don't drop anything like gear-wise, because gear and aesthetic items shouldn't be coming from the same loot source, in my opinion. I wouldn't imagine anyone farming for a Whiskey Tango Foxtrot would truly care about a head. And people who are looking for the heads probably wouldn't be happy to get a Whiskey Tango Foxtrot instead. So, that's kind of a weird deal to me. Well, this guy's really close to the spawn point. We'll try to farm him until he drops that awful shield for us. We'll see. You know, maybe, so we've done 2 runs so far. I'll give it up to 10, and then that will be the end of this. Gonna end up being kind of a long video. Oh well. I don't know. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to do some farming, something that I never do. Even though I really haven't found the farming part that fun, I've just found the gameplay fun. Oh well. Let's see, did we get anything this time? That's 3 Henry kills, right? Nothing yet. Alright, we'll go again. Oh, it says longbow grenades teleport to their destination, allowing for better accuracy. Longbow grenades should be the only fucking grenades in the game. I don't see a point in... Longbow and lobbed. Anything else is trash. Ugh, I hate homing grenades. And people are like, oh, homing grenades, you just throw it and forget about it. That's asinine. That's stupid. Why would you want the game to do the work for you? That's just dumb. Alright. What did we get here? Nothing good. See, I don't know. Like, there's still some difficulty acquiring these items because it just still takes a ridiculously long amount of time. And then there's the whole deal where people think that legendary items are by far the best weapons in the game. I mean, in some cases, yes. The Lyuda is the best sniper rifle for certain situations. This sniper rifle I'm holding right now is a quest reward, and it is the best sniper rifle for another, perhaps larger set of situations. Alright, so we finally got the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. Oh, it's the Cradle. What drops the WTF? Man, I've been looking foolish this whole time saying that this thing drops the WTF when it actually drops the Cradle. Oops. The Cradle is garbage, by the way. Much like the Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, this is also really, really bad. Anywho, that's the end of this, I guess. We did get 2 legendary items in this particular run. A terrible Stormfront, and then a terrible Shield. So, all in all, pretty useless items. Items that are way less useful than the much easier to acquire blue items, for example, like the Pimpernel. Now, the Twister is incredibly difficult to acquire, and it's a blue item, so I don't know if its drop rate was increased or if it was specifically orange rarity items that they increased the drop rate of. I'm not sure. And then the Interfacer, which is the highest DPS shotgun in the game, it drops literally half of the time that you kill Veracitus. Every single time. Otherwise, it'll drop the fairly useless Hawkeye. But, I mean, it drops that every single time. I don't see some people's fascination with keeping certain orange items quote-unquote rare. It's a weird deal to me. So tell me what you guys think about it. I'm interested to hear your opinions. I know that this video wasn't exactly structured in a concise and, precise way, but oh well. I hope you guys still enjoyed it. As always, I do thank you very much for watching. If you haven't yet taken the time to subscribe, please do so. Otherwise, I do hope to catch you next time. Bye, guys.